Hey everybody, it's Steve. Welcome back. Today we're going to work on this clock. This is my mom's clock. She really likes it. She says right now it only tells time correctly twice a day. So we need to replace the actual clock mechanism, which is actually a reasonably simple job and something that even I can do. Alright, the first thing we need to do is we need to remove the old clock mechanism. So the axis, there's a little door on here, it just lifts off, there's no screws or anything like that, and there it is. So on this clock, you don't have the outer casing, you just have this little box, but it just lifts away. On this clock, you do have an outer casing, but it doesn't have any screws. You just turn it to the left to open it, and there's your clock mechanism here. Alright, we need to remove that piece. To do so, we'll first have to take off the hands and unscrew a bolt. In order to do that, we need to access that, and there's glass that's covering it here, so we'll need to take the clock apart so that we can get to the hands and the nut. You'll see here there are screws that go all around the outside of the clock. There's about 6 or 7 of those. So we'll just need to remove each of these screws, and then once we've done that, the clock will separate. So there's one. Alright, so there's your final screw. And now this piece will just lift right out. Next, we need to remove the hands. In this case, it's just a pin that holds it in there. Grab it with your fingernails and pull out. In some cases, the hands are held on by a screw or nut. You'll just need to turn that to the left to loosen it. And then you're going to remove the minute hand and the hour hand, just again by pulling straight up. Next, you'll need to loosen the brass nut that's holding the mechanism to the clock face. So turn that to the left. And then below that, there'll be a washer. We need that washer as well. Alright, now go ahead and flip the clock over. And in some clocks, the clock mechanism will just pull away. But in this case, they actually use some sticky tape to hold it into place. So we're going to have to remove this outer housing. So again, this is Phillips screws. So we'll need 4 screws, another Phillips screwdriver to do that. Alright, and then we lift this piece off. But I'm just going to pry this off, and I can see that there's some sort of double-sided tape. So that's it. This is the broken piece that we need to replace. Alright, so here's our old piece, the broken piece. If you look into the battery compartment, you'll see there's an actual model number in there, 12888. That's what I used to look this up. And when you go to Amazon, I do have a link for the one that we purchased down below in the description, or you can click up here. And then you will see that you can get a direct replacement. Now what's different though from clock to clock is the length of the arms. So hunt around, use the link to get there, and then hunt around to make sure that you get the right length of arms. Alright, so here it is. It comes with a new mechanism. Comes with new arms. And these other washer pieces. Alright, so we're ready to put this thing back together. So first thing we'll do is we'll take this washer, and that's just going to set in the hole here, and that will help us line everything up so that it is straight. Then you can take your new clock mechanism, and with the battery at the bottom of the clock, here's the where you hang it, so that's the top. So we're going to drop that on here straight down. Keep that as straight as possible, and with our double-sided tape there, it should stay in place. We'll flip the clock over, and we will add our brass washer, followed by our brass nut. So it turns out that the new clock's hands look very similar to the old hands, but they are slightly different in regards to the holes. So it is important to use the new hands. Now they also come with a little bit of film attached to them, so that can be removed before you attach them. Alright, and then the little hand will go on first, and this is going to push all the way down. So you can see that the shape of the hole is consistent with the new clock piece, and that's going to push all the way down. Be careful not to bend it. And then we'll take our big hand, and that goes on next, and it doesn't push down as far, it just sort of sits there on the top. The old clock used this little tack to hold it in place. This one has a little screw piece, so you have to use this piece, and that's just going to screw on the top here. The top is threaded. One turn, maybe not even a turn, like a half turn. And that is it for the assembly. So now we'll turn this back around and we're going to set it back into place on our clock so that we line up our outside screw holes. And then we have to put in our multitude of screws. Our final screw right here. Alright, so we'll put our new battery in, flip over the clock, take a look at the time. It's currently 2 o'clock, so we'll set that for 2, and we will come back in about an hour and see if it's keeping time. Now, it is important that you do put these screws on tight so that everything stays in place. The minute hand should not be wobbly when you're putting it together. Alright, so let's come back in an hour and see how we stand. Alright, we are back. It is about 3:35 and looks like our clock is in fact keeping good time, so we're good to go here. The final steps then on the other side is just to put back this housing. So we'll just drop this on here, line it up with the screw holes, these 4 quick screws. And then we put our little door back on. It can only go one way. Alright, and there she is, ready to go. We're ready to hang her. Alright, now our final step is to get rid of this brand new clock that we bought my mom that she said was unacceptable. We'll get that out of the way. And we will replace it with our newly repaired clock. Alright, so that is all we have for today. Hopefully you found this video helpful. You can change pretty much any clock that you want that has one of these types of mechanisms. So until next time, it's been Steve for things that even I can do.